Hey everybody, Christy here with Elevate Your ABA Supervision. Today, I want to share a little bit more with you about how I keep supervision sessions connected without carrying everything that is attempting to go on in my head. I'm going to show you the session to session tracker tab within my ASCEND RBT assessment system. This one tab helps me stay fully aligned with each RBT from week to week. And of course, RBT to RBT. At a glance, I can see what goals we targeted, what happened with them, and what needs follow up without digging through old notes. I can remember what happened in the previous session or sessions without having to try to recall and keep it all straight. I can track whether any of the skills we've been working on have been prompted, practiced, met, or not even observed. Super quick and super clean. So let's take a look. So here we go. Here is our session to session tracker. So let's take a look at how I use this tool to help me keep up with all the details from one session to another to keep continuity in our supervision. So we're going to start again. We're at the session to session tracker tab. We're going to start with, the easy stuff, documenting our session date, documenting our session time. How long was it? These next three columns are going to look at those RBT supervision board requirements. Was our client present? Was it individual or group? And what was the mode of the meeting? And again, you have those options, yes or no, individual or group, face-to-face, in person, virtual, or other. Now we're going to start getting into more of the content of the supervision. So what's our focus area today? What are we really hoping to focus on? We have a little bit of a list there to choose from. Next, in column I, we're looking specifically at, was the content of this supervision meeting hitting any of the assessments that we've completed from the ASCEND system? And it's a simple yes or no. We're going to get now into more again of the meat of the supervision meeting. So here in columns J and K are going to reflect our observations of what we're looking at in the supervision. So taking a look, we've got observed RBT strength. So they did really well today with showing patience with client maladaptive behaviors. A continued growth area, maybe we want to look on retraining the token economy. Again, we want to write the details as we go through the session. So I typically like to have this document pulled up during my supervision meetings to be able to jot down those notes as frequent as I can. Sometimes you can get to it quicker, other times you can't, and you're throwing everything in as you're able to. The more you become familiar with this sheet, the more that you're going to think about the topics on the document as you go through supervision to prompt you for, hey, what do you think went well? What challenges did you face during this session? And be able to weave that into your supervision with your RBT. So like I mentioned, getting the input from our RBT is really important in our supervision meetings because it invites that collaboration. It invites that reciprocity in how we work, how we help our RBTs grow and strengthen, which also has that effect on our clients. So this is, these prompts are catalysts for creating that feedback loop in your supervision. So we want to be sure, ask our RBT, hey, what did you feel like went well? And then we're going to write what they say. Their words matter in the process of our supervision, and we want them to know that. So the same, we're going to, talk about, hey, what challenges did you face? And I really like to think about this question as not only like, were there challenges with the client in session, but what came up for the RBT? What challenges did the RBT experience and how they showed up, how they were able to implement? The stinky thinking patterns can come through here, or Maybe I needed a better setup for session because I had a hard time keeping up with things, or, I had a crappy morning and that really affected my mood. Whatever it is, again, their words matter. We want to write what they say, but really, as much as they're willing to, offer them the chance to reflect too. Our next columns are going to look at specific goals that we've worked on. So this column N has a drop down and it correlates to another tab later in the document specific to RBT goal tracker. So check out that in another video. It's there. But in here, we're going to pull from what we have there. So either not applicable, like we really didn't touch on the specific goal today, or this is one that has been inputted in the goal tracker that I can choose from. So I'll show you that real quick. The RBT goal tracker we have here, inputting our goals. This is the one that populated from this document into our session to session tracker. Next, we get to reflect on that checked in. Did we observe it? Did we not even start it? Did we reflect and practice this goal with some support, or was it met? Column P gives you the opportunity to quickly, generalizingly document what feedback you provided. So we reinforced strategy adjustment. The drop down again offers you just a quick, plug and go. We have space in the note section to further document the details. Now, towards the end of this, we're looking at, kind of closing up that session, or as you have needs come up throughout session to be able to document them here so that nobody forgets what they are. Again, we want RBT reported needs. We want the words from our RBT of things that they might need from session to session. What out of this session do you need from me? You're going to write what the RBT says again. So with this column, we're going to look specifically at those things that our RBT is asking us for or that we need to take out to execute the session. So for example, out of this session, our RBT needed a new token board with Elmo because our client's interest is Elmo. Column S gives us the chance to pull through and document any resources that we've given. So there is the resource library tab at the end. And again, we have just an example resource here that you'll see gets pulled through. So just like those goals got pulled from that other tab, our resource library also gives us the chance to pull through from resources. We can choose not applicable. We didn't give any specific resources today, or document which resource we gave. And this is kind of cool to think about of accountability. We share these resources and it eliminates the, oh, I forgot to, I forgot, or the, oh, I don't know where that is, or, oh, I lost it. It gives a one-stop shop for anything that would pertain to the supervision. You don't have to go chasing resources if they lost it, and they have that hub to come look for those resources also. Now, one thing I want to go back and take a look at real quick is the supervisor feedback needed. So anything we put into column R here populates in another tab to essentially be our to-do list. So you'll see the BCBA follow-up tracker takes the date and the need and puts it right here in this list so that we can identify what our to-do list is and identify the dates completed. Forgot to show you that, so I'm glad I went back. Next, our last few columns, next focus area. So again, this is a pre-populated list that just gives us a quick, like, okay, this is what we worked on. Next session, I know I want to, focus on what we've been focusing on to continue to work on it, or any other of these that fit. And again, specifying the notes, if none of these fit, or if there's more specificity of details to provide, you've got your supervisor notes column for that. So again, our supervisor notes is going to be more details on any columns to the left. Goodness gracious. Or specific details on the session, etc. Anything like that you want to remember from the session, but it didn't necessarily fit into another column. So again, this is our session to session tracker. And I will say that this is the document that really helps me stay focused and give that continuity from session to session. Take a look in another video at the monthly dashboard and how all of this information here correlates and populates to another tab in our ASCEND RBT supervision template that reports out on those board requirements for RBT supervision. So be on the lookout for that. So there we have it. No more mental gymnastics trying to keep up with everything from session to session. No more supervision deja vu. Hey, oh, wait a minute. We talked about that last. Oops. We have it all documented for us. Just clear continuity without any extra brain power from you, which is what matters the most. Because as a BCBA, we have enough on our mind. We have enough to keep up with. We don't need anything else piled there. So how do we create and use systems that help minimize that response effort for us? That is the game that I am here for. So if you want to see more about how Ascend fits into your supervision flow, check below. The link is there, and check out elevateyourbasupervision.com. Thanks. See you later.